Welcome to Derek Andre TV. I am Derek Andre, your host. And is divorce a cop-out? Let's talk about it. I'm totally disgusted. This is Totally Disgusted with your host, Derek Andre. I guess I should turn my mic on, huh? That would probably help. Welcome to this episode of Totally Disgusted on Derek Andre TV. I am your host, Derek Andre, and today's topic is divorce a cop-out? Is divorce a cop-out? What do you think? Is divorce a cop-out? Are people just throwing in the towel because they're too lazy to put in the work to make their marriage last? What do you think? What do you think? Have you ever been married? And have you ever been divorced? I have. Currently married, and I've been divorced. I've been down that road. So my question is divorce a cop-out? Do you think people are just giving up? Are they walking away? In some cases, I think it is. But first, before we get too deep into that, let's just look at, some divorce statistics around the globe. Let's look at some divorce statistics around the globe, because we ain't the only country that's throwing in the towel, that's like tapping out, that's like, you know what, screw this, I don't want to do it no more. We ain't the only country that's, that's just letting it go. So let's look at some divorce statistics by country, and then we're going to look at some divorce statistics by cause, by reason. All right. So let's transfer over to here. All right. We're going to transfer over to here. Sorry, I cut the music. All right. So let's look at divorce statistics by country. All right. So the countries with the highest divorce rates per 1,000 people. Russia apparently is topping the list at about 4.5 divorces per 1,000 people. Runner up is the good old United States, US's. Around 2.5 to 3 per 1,000 people. But it says the rates are declining. They have been declining. So that means people are not getting divorced as much in America as previously. So that's a good thing. I'd like to know the cause as to why. Is it because divorce costs so doggone much? Because these attorneys be hitting you over the head? Or what the case is? I don't know. Belarus. I don't know if I'm from St. Louis, so we pronounce things differently. So I'm going to say Belarus. They say they got high rates, often listed among the highest, doesn't give a specific number. And then you got Europe, countries like Belgium, Finland, Spain, Luxembourg also show relatively high rates. Though countries with the lowest are India, which I kind of figured because it seems like, Indian families be together until they shoveling dirt on them. Sri Lanka and Vietnam, all right, so they're under 1. Peru has the lowest of about 0.4 per 1,000 people. All right, so that's interesting. All right. I ain't worried about interest stats about trend. They got Portugal and methodology matters. Anyway, so let's move on to the reasons for divorce. All right, we're gonna move on to the reasons for divorce. All right, so this is what's interesting to me: the reasons for divorce. All right, so common reasons for divorce, and most of them we probably already know. All right, excuse me. So the top reasons for divorce consistently cited across various studies and legal experts are lack of commitment, infidelity, and excessive conflict/arguing. All right. Common reasons for divorce: lack of commitment. Cited as a primary reason in multiple surveys, many individuals feel their partner did not work hard enough, didn't I say that, to save the marriage, or gradually lost commitment over time. Number 2, infidelity. Extramarital affairs are significant turning point for many, leading to a breakdown of the trust and often serving as the final straw, in quotation marks, in a relationship. Conflict and arguing. Constant and unresolved conflicts or communication problems erode emotional connections and make partners feel unappreciated or unsupported. Financial problems, money issues, differing spending habits, or financial secrecy can create immense stress and tension within a marriage. I agree. Substance abuse. Drug and alcohol addictions are major destructive forces that can lead to unpredictable behavior, financial drain, and the breakdown of trust. Domestic violence. Both physical and emotional abuse are major contributors to divorce, with the severity often escalating over time. Growing apart/incompatibility. Couples may find that they no longer share the same interests, values, or life goals, leading to a feeling of emotional distance. And lastly, unrealistic expectations. Some partners enter marriage with an expectation that their spouse will fulfill every need or that the relationship will be easy, leading to disappointment when real life changes arise. I'm going to add one to that list. Getting married too soon. Getting married too soon. A lot of people don't do their homework. They don't do their research to find out about who this person is and who they are, what they're capable of, their background, and then they get into this marriage and then they mess around and find out that that person is not who they thought they were. And then the next thing you know, they feel in some kind of way because they done married a stranger. It was good in the bedroom, or they had a lot of money, or whatever the case may be. Whatever. So, yes. So the question is, though, is divorce a cop-out? I personally believe that in many cases, divorce can be an easy way out. People, in my opinion, and you can share your opinion in the comments as well, people do not value commitment the way they should. And when you don't value commitment, it kind of makes it hard for you to be able to stay married, because marriage is a commitment. It is more than just the wedding day. It is more than just the pretty dresses and the bouquets and the tuxedos and the limousines and the wedding cakes and all your friends and families wooing you and all that. Yeah, that's all nice. But when all of the lights go off, all of the dust settles, and you go home with that person, that's when the work begins. And that's what I think people are not prepared for. I just don't think people understand what it takes to maintain a marriage for any reasonable amount of time, preferably till death do us part, because those are the vows that you shared. And I think that people start off with relatively good intentions. I think that when they get into the marriage, they're like, yeah, I think I can do this. I can, we can make this work and blah, blah, blah. You know, they go. But when the rubber hits the road, them bills start rolling in. Them old habits start wanting to flare back up. You see that ex in the mall or whatever the case may be. It gets you to thinking, man. Poor friend circle. Poor friend circle can destroy a marriage. Let me tell you right now. Having the wrong group of people around you can destroy your marriage. Married people don't need to have a bunch of single friends because they don't think the same in regards to relationship, accountability, and commitment. Single people just don't think like married people, which is why so many of them remain single. Marriage is work. It's not for the weak. It's not some, fly-by-night relationship. That's what a lot of people think it is. They think that, they think that the fairy tale early on dating phase is going. No, everybody puts their best foot forward when they're dating. Everybody does. I've done it. You've done it. Everybody does. My wife did it. Everybody. We all put our best foot forward when we're first dating and we're getting out there. Think about when you start your job. You go on the interview. Are you going to go on the interview and be your lax, comfortable self? Or are you going to put your best foot forward? You're going to walk into that interview trying to show them that you are the person that they need to fill this position, and you are going to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be for like 30 minutes to get that job. And then once you get the job, if you get it, but for the sake of conversation, we're going to say that you got it. Once you get the job, you're going to show up on time. You're going to do your very best to be the best employee that you can be. You're going to do all the things that, that you should do in order to maintain this gainful employment. That's what you're going to do. But then over time, the company going to do something that you ain't real cool with. They're going to ask you to work on a day that you ain't really want to work, or they're going to tell you, you can't take your vacation at a certain time. There's going to be something that they're going to do, and then you're going to fall out of love with that job. And then the real you going to start showing up. Same way it is with a marriage, man. But see, the difference is, with a marriage, you legitimately committed to that person in front of God. You didn't have to share no vows with a job. You ain't standing at no altar, to lay your life on the line to say, hey, this is who I'm gonna be with. I'm gonna take this job till death do us part. Some of us end up doing it anyway, but that wasn't overall intention. But with a marriage, yes, you are with this person, you and this person. And so, yeah, your guard is going to start coming down and you're going to start getting lax. But you can't get lax to the point to where you are not fulfilling your obligation and honoring your commitment to that person. You just can't do that. I ain't gonna say you can't. You shouldn't. Because you can do whatever you want to do, but you shouldn't do that because you wouldn't want it to happen to you. But I think in many cases, let's go back and look at some of the reasons that they gave why people get divorced. Let's talk about some of those, like unrealistic expectations. Sometimes people be expecting you to always be happy. That's an unrealistic expectation. You ain't gonna always be happy. Some people expect their spouse to always be fine, be good looking. That's an unrealistic expectation because people age. Some people expect their spouses to have just money just falling all out their pockets. That's an unrealistic expectation because the economy is ever changing and money changes hands. Those are unrealistic expectations. You can't expect people to always look like they looked when they were 25. You can't expect people to maybe always have the same money they had because, even if you riding high on the horse, sometimes things happen, man. If you had a really great job, great career, man, they be downsizing and cutting people. So if you married that person for all of those reasons, and then those reasons cease to exist, you can't get mad. You can get mad if that person intentionally lets themselves go. You can get mad about that. If they just stop giving a damn, they ain't showering, they ain't combing their hair, they ain't doing it. You can get mad about that. You can get mad if the person is squandering off the money, they gambling the money away. You can get mad if that's what they doing. You can get mad for certain things, but you can't get mad for people for things that are out of their control. Reasons that I think divorce are reasonable. Domestic abuse. Of course. Nobody trying to get their butt kicked. There ain't nobody trying to get their butt kicked, man. And if you that person, then yeah, you thought that this person was, gonna be good to you, and they putting their hands on, yeah, get on up out of Dodge, man. Get on up out of Dodge. Substance abuse. If a person loves their habits more than they love you, get your coat. Get on up out of there. You ain't got to stick around and stay in that marriage and allow this person to literally disrespect you, disrespect the house. God forbid if there's kids involved, disrespect the kids, and most importantly, disrespect themselves. You don't have to stay in that. Okay, so I get that. You know what I mean? Infidelity. I get that. I get that. I get infidelity, man, because once a person breaks the trust, it's hard. Extremely hard to go back to fully trusting a person that has cheated on you. The relationship will never be the same. So yes, abuse, physical abuse, substance abuse, infidelity. Yes, I get it. Those are things that are going to be hard to come back from. But if your spouse gets laid off, their company downsizes, ain't no reason to get divorced because the money done got tight. Y'all figure out how to get them damn bills paid. That's what a couple does. Y'all figure out how to pay these bills. You figure out how to make sure that the lights stay on and the gas bill is paid and the rent is paid. If you got to sell a car to keep, y'all figure out how to make it work. There is no couple that has been married for any reasonable amount of time that ain't gone through some stuff. Every single couple that has been your grandparents, if your grandparents are still married, your parents are still married, and they've been married for 40, 50, 30, whatever, 60 years. Yeah. They went through some hard times. They went through some hardships. Every couple at some point thinks about divorce and walking away. Every couple does. There's not a couple that you'll ever talk to who is like, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of sick of this. This getting on my nerves. I can't. Every couple thinks about divorce. But strong couples find a way to fight through it. That's the key. Fighting through it, to figure out a way to make it work. Because truth be told, if you talk to most people who got a divorce and you listen to the core of the reason why they chose to get that divorce, most of those problems could be solved. Sometimes it's just a lack of maturity. I talked about the things that are like deal breakers. But a lot of cases, man, people just don't want to put in the work. They didn't realize that a marriage was as much work as it actually is. How did you think it was going to be easy? There's no way it could be easy to stay with one person for decades and think that you're not going to have any problems. People that get divorced for like character issues, well, you knew who the character was when you married him. For the most part. But a lot of people overlook some character flaws that in reality they can't deal with. That goes back to what I was saying earlier about people trying to run to the altar too fast. People will overlook. I did a episode on red flags. People will overlook red flags because they think that they're going to benefit from some other stuff, but them red flags be swinging in their faces. Red flags all over the place, swinging in their faces. But they go ahead and they walk down the aisle anyway. And then in a few months or a year or so, they realize they made a mistake because the red flags were actually less beneficial than more beneficial for them to pay attention to than what they were actually trying to get their hands on. So is divorce a cop-out to you? Is it a cop-out to you? I've been divorced. My wife, my current wife, she's been divorced. Reasons justifiable. Justifiable. But it also takes two people to make a marriage. A marriage can never, ever be one-sided. You cannot have a successful one-sided marriage. No one can carry the weight of two people, a household and kids and all that other stuff. No. Marriages cannot be one-sided. They have to be a two-way street. You have to come in with the greatest of intentions when you're getting married. I used to hear guys all the time talk about, man, I sure hope this marriage works. Well, you're already going into it with the wrong idea. I really hope this marriage works. You're already going in with the mindset that it might not even work, so I'm just going, No, man. If you decide that you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you need to kind of be sure. You shouldn't be talking about I hope this works. You already going into it with the wrong intention. And I know people going to laugh when I say this, but that's kind of how I feel about prenups. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you've built a degree of wealth and I get it. You want to protect your assets. You want to protect the things that you've built. So then who are you marrying? Just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Who you marrying? Are you marrying somebody that you think that it may not work? And you need to protect yourself? Then y'all just need to date. Y'all just need to date. Ain't nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. Old folks call it shacking up. Y'all can live together, do y'all thing, whatever. But if you are not confident enough in this relationship to believe that you and this person gonna be able to stay together, then why y'all get married? Like I said, I get a prenup. I understand the concept behind it, because when you meet people and you have a certain degree of wealth, you're not exactly sure why they are interested in you. And you don't want to make that mistake. And they find out, oh yeah, I'm finna take them to the bank. I'm gonna get this divorce and I'm gonna live. I get it. But again, who are you marrying? I don't want to marry somebody and I have to question their intentions. Because if I'm marrying you and I got to question your intentions, then maybe I shouldn't be marrying you. Because that will definitely lead to divorce. I think one thing that will help people to stay out of divorce courts is to spend more time asking questions and learning about your potential spouse. I don't think we ask enough questions. You know, when you're getting ready to go and you're going to buy a car, you don't just go in there and say, I want the red one. You go in there and you ask questions. How much gas mileage does it get? What's the reliability rating on this car? Is it safe? What's the resale value? You got questions, man. What's the percentage rate? If I'm going to finance this, what percentage rate am I going to be at? When you getting ready to get married, you need to ask questions, man. Y'all need to dig deep. I'm not saying that is 100% positive way that it's going to work. But if you ask the right questions, it gives you something to work with. A lot of people don't want to ask the right questions because, truth be told, they are afraid of the answer that they may get, and they really like this person. And if that person gives them the wrong answer, now they got a decision to make. Damn, do I keep dating them knowing that this is how they are in regards to this, that, the other? A lot of times people don't want to really know the truth. They just want to enjoy the moment and ride that out. But you got to ask the real questions, man. The longer I live, the older I get, and this being my second marriage, I understand a lot more. And I try to teach my children the lessons that I did not get growing up in regards to husbands and wives and things to do. You know, when you think about older people, you know, my grandparents stayed married for over 60 years. That's a blessing. Were them years all roses and butterflies and cotton candy? And no, man. They had some rough years. My grandfather slept outside in the shed. He built him a little home away from home out in the shed. And he would not, but he did not stray. He did not go and come back with no new babies. He came home when he got off work and he ate dinner with his family, and then he went back out into the shed. They did not talk and have a real solid relationship as far as communicating with each other. Yeah, that didn't go but they eventually came full circle, and the later years were blissful. A lot of people end up in divorce court because they just don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. They don't want to ask questions. They don't want to, have questions asked to them. Communication, man. If all I got to do to save my marriage is talk to you and answer your questions honestly, and you answer mine honestly, that can save our marriage, then yeah. But people don't want to ask questions, man. They don't want to be asked questions. They don't want to talk about this stuff, man. They just, people got this, they set in their ways. They got this mindset of, how it's going to be and who they are. People can be unnecessarily mean for no reason. Riding one time when I was doing Lyft, had a passenger, and his girlfriend sent him some food sent him some food for lunch. The dude complained about the food the entire time he was in the car with me. To the point where I just said, hey, man, she ain't have to cook for you at all, man. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to be in your business, but this woman, maybe she ain't the greatest cook. But the mere fact that she thought enough of you to make sure that you eat while you gone to work speaks volumes. So who you think the butthole is? Her for maybe not seasoning it the way you want to, or you complaining about somebody doing something out of the kindness of their heart for you? If my wife cooks me dinner, when my wife cooks me dinner, I don't complain. If it needs some seasoning on it, she know me well enough to know, I'm going to say, baby, thank you for taking the time to cook this food. And I'm going to sprinkle some salt on it or some Lawry's, whatever it is I'm going to sprinkle something on there. But it be stuff like that, them expectations that destroy people's marriages. He was going to hold a straight grudge. And he said to me, man, I ain't think about it like that. I know. A lot of times, divorce is just a cop-out. It's an easy way for a person to say, yeah, I didn't really do my research on this one. Or, well, I didn't want to put in the work. Commitments are real, man. If you don't think that you're going to be able to commit to a person fully, to give them what they need as a spouse, then don't go to the altar. Don't marry them. Take your time and find somebody who is better suited for you or best suited for you. It can't just be looks. It can't just be financial. It can't just be bedroom activities. The person has to not only be good to you, but they also have to be good for you. And if they're good to you and they're good for you, divorce won't have to ever be an option, at least in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is divorce a cop-out? Is it a cop-out? Do people run to these attorneys too soon without actually putting in the work to make the marriage last? Are people giving up way too fast without really taking the time to see if the marriage is salvageable? That's what I want to know. If you've ever been divorced, let me know in the comments. Let me know why you got divorced. Let me know, and be honest. Let me know if you did everything that you could. In my first marriage, I did everything that I could to make sure that we did not get divorced. It didn't work, but I knew I could walk away saying, you know what? I tried every single thing that I could to keep my family together, to keep this marriage alive, and it didn't work. Let me know if you feel like you did everything you could and it just wasn't worth it, then damn it, so be it. But there's a lot of people that end up in divorce court that be like, I wonder if I would have just, or maybe if I had just said, oh man, if I could have just, woulda, shoulda, coulda, man. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Destroyed many a family for no valid reason. So let me know what you think in the comments, y'all. Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is divorce a cop-out? Or are people just too lazy to put in the work? I ain't want to put all that on the thumbnail, but that's the real question. Is divorce a cop-out, or are people just too lazy to put in the work? If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider subscribing, and once you do subscribe, click that reminder bell, and that way you never have to miss another video. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and leave a comment. Helps the algorithm recognize that my channel is a legitimate channel, and it sends traffic my way so that I can get more views and I can, create more content. I do this show every Monday and Tuesday when I'm off. So if you are a returning visitor, thank you so much for coming back. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave comments, please do. Even if it's nothing more than a thumbs up. Let me know that you were here, and I would truly appreciate it. All right. So tomorrow's show will air roughly around the same time. I usually try to do my shows for right now. I don't know what is going on. Y'all listen, let me say, this is a little side note. Y'all see this right here? So if you new to the channel, new to Derek Andre, so I had locks for 25 years. And so it is so annoying to me that, one, I had to cut them off because of this, because it started. You see how shiny it is up there? That means that there just ain't nothing going on with them follicles. If I can get them to grow back or revive, I would let them grow back. But this right here, this bang, boy, this gets on my nerves. This was like the last solid lock that I had right here. This was right here. It was long too, and it was right here. Everything else was all sparse and wispy. This one right here, this one was holding on for dear life. So now as my hair grows back, I got this for real male pattern balls. I get this peach fuzz right through here, but this spot right here be like the little train that could, man. It be doing its best to just grow like it really want to be a lock again. And I'm like, bro, just chill, man. I don't think those days are ever gonna relive themselves. So, but he be trying hard, man. And sometimes I just want to let him shine. I be wanting to cut off everything else and just leave him here, man, and just have me like a little Michael Jackson curl. All right, y'all, that's all I got for this show, man. But I'll be back tomorrow with a new topic and a new episode. So Thank you so much for I can't talk. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all, man. Be peace, be love, be one. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. Thanks for tuning in to Totally Disgusted. Make sure to like, comment, and tell a friend.